Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back to another video. Okay, let's see what we got for you right now. We have a quite interesting model. I personally have never seen this exact model in person because this is let me explain to you. By the way, before I go into details, let me introduce this car. It's a 143 scale 1965 Opel Rekord B coupe, coupe, however you say it. Now, the reason I say I've never seen this because I have seen many of the Opel Rekord A, which this one is a refreshed model that only lasted for 2 years. They basically refreshed mostly the front fascia and the rear end. But I tell you the truth, I never seen that in person. I thought for a moment this was the higher Opel, the Opel Diplomat, because I was used to seeing the Opel Rekord A, which it had a round headlight around this year. But I know in 1965 and 1966 they had a refreshed model for it, which I find it very, very interesting. I really like, especially the front. It really gives me a lot more fashionable than the Opel Rekord A. I mean, obviously, it has to be a bit more modern because they're refreshing so they're making it more modern by the years. The color, it's gorgeous. I really like the color of this car. It's very interesting, very, very attractive, I have to say. Now, this model in specific, it's made by White Box. I noticed that White Box makes a lot of models that other brands make. I'm not sure they have a contract with other diecast brands. And White Box, by the way, it's a German brand. Um, if I'm not mistaken, Mini Champs is also a German brand. I know Noreb is French, but I wasn't sure. I'm not fully 100% sure about Mini Champs. But I'm like, I would say about 75% sure that it's also German. Great quality. It looks really good. And when I saw it, I said, "We'll have to have this." I never, for a moment, I thought it was the Opel Diplomat from around that era, because the front has very much similarities with the Opel Diplomat. But again, it's not. It's the Rekord, and it is a coupe. They also had the four door sedan. I'm not sure about the station wagon. I'm gonna actually confirm that right away because I cannot stay with the doubts about. I don't think they made a station wagon, but again, probably they did. Let me know in the comments, guys. Did they make a station wagon out of this specific model, 1965 and 1966? I'm not fully sure. And by the way, guys, I seen pictures of it because once I saw this model, I started Googling it. And I noticed that this model looks exactly how they look in real life. Now, if you want to know a little bit more about the engine size, there were four-cylinder cars. Remember back in the 60s, European cars, you would have to get the big sedan to try to get a six-cylinder. Most of them were four cylinders, 1.5, 1.7, 1.9, and you had a bigger size engine, which was a 2.6. They all produce, I will say, between 59 horsepower all the way down to 99 horsepower. So, smaller engines, but back in the days, especially where European cars, they were not known for making big engines. Remember, the American cars were more the muscle car era that they called, not in Europe. In Europe, they had a total different mentality. Remember, from my understanding, the streets in Europe are very narrow. Most of them, not every street, but Streets are very narrow, and those American big cars were not good for those type of streets. So when they make European cars, they were mostly smaller cars, more and cheaper on gasoline, because in Europe the gasoline is from my understanding is more expensive than in America. But again, if I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts about it. All right, guys, I'm gonna let it go around a few times. You can have a nice look at it, and I'll be right back. All right, guys. So, what do you think about this Opel? Does it give you more like an American car look, even though it's a German brand? Uh, I'm not sure if Opel already had connections with GM back in the mid 60s. Also, let me know in the comments. You guys are part of my channel. Remember, I make the video, but you also could definitely chip in. I always appreciate all your comments. Let me know what you guys think. Also, let me know, are you familiar with this model? Have you ever seen them in person? Have you ever drove them? If you were lucky, or you're like me, we get to see them in a smaller scale. But again, we the rest of us that we cannot afford to have these classics, we are the ones that are lucky because we don't have to deal with no mechanic issues. Back in, you have a car that's about 55 years old or more. I will say more, actually, about 70. No, I'm a little exaggerated. I will say about 60 years old. When you have a car that old, your mechanic problems are there waiting for you. So I'd rather keep them on a 143 scale. Yeah, definitely. Let me know your comments. Please do not forget to give me that nice thumbs up. I truly, truly appreciate that. It shows me you're enjoying these videos as much as I'm enjoying making them. Also, do not forget to click and subscribe and click the bell next to the subscribe button. Alright, guys, so take care of yourselves more than ever, and goodbye.